Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy, Alex Koons here. I'm sitting in Los Angeles, California on a sunny day here. I'm at Hot Tongue and I'm bringing you a pie to pie. This one with the chopped champion, number 3 slice shop in America, might be the world, Taglio Pizza Zone, Rob Cervoni. This one I was very excited for. Rob is a personality that just shines on camera, whether it's on Instagram or the Food Network. This is somebody I wanted to sit down with, somebody I want to talk to. That kind of energy I'm very attracted to. Rob knows how good he is. And it's not because his walls are decorated with accolades. It's because he's confident in his process and what he's doing. And it shined, man. He gave us a full-blown feast. I mean, we feasted. We, I think, might have eaten every single slice they had out at the time, and then had a mortadella sandwich that was like freaking life-changing. The bread, the hydration, the crunch, and then his round slice was incredible. We get into a lot of things. We get into the accolades, we get into the awards, we get into where Rob is going, where Rob wants to go, and where Rob has been. We talk about who Rob hates. It was actually my first question. I might have thrown you off a little bit, Rob, but he said, I want this to be the most electric, controversial podcast you've ever recorded. I don't know. I don't know if that'll ever happen because we sat down with Angelo Womack, but this one was right up there. This one was right up there. Rob is somebody who doesn't give a shit, which is somebody that I like being around because no one should give a shit. Shouldn't give a shit about what anyone says. It's important to back yourself, and that's something that Rob does very well. He's very intentional with all of his food. He has a very, very, very strong understanding of how he wants to cook, what he wants to cook in, and what ingredients he's going to use. We talk about, Italian Americans versus a Polish kid from Seattle. Very interesting perspective there. Rob talks about a brand new oven that just got installed. When we walked in, I could just smell the brand new bricks, but he actually helped design this oven. We talk about collaborations that he has and working with companies and what he looks for when partnering with companies like this and how he can help them and how they can help him. Very interesting stuff. Rob has nothing but nuggets. It was an incredible episode, and it was well worth the trip out there to Long Island. Man, if you are out there or you are even close, don't do yourself dirty. You need to run, not walk, to Taglio Pizza because, and let me clear this up, Taglio Pizza by Rob Cervoni, okay? That's what the hat says. Thank you for the hat, Rob. Rob, you are an inspiration, making some of the greatest pie in this nation. Ladies and gentlemen, Taglio Pizza by Rob Cervoni. Enjoy. This episode is brought to you by Maestro Sausage, the only sausage we use at Hot Tongue. They produce sausages specifically with pizzerias in mind, and you can tell. So if your sausage isn't hitting all the right notes, let Maestro lead the way. Ovation, how great restaurants get better. Frictionless feedback, operational insights, real-time guest recovery, text marketing, and call to text. Click the link in the show notes. Schedule a demo today. Święcone. Well, listen, I'm Polish.
Are you?
Yes.
Are we just rolling here?
I am not Italian.
We're just good to go?
Yeah, we're in.
All right, let's go.
Who do you hate?
Oh, that was a good question. Fuck. In the pizza world?
In the pizza world and out of it. Or who should we start hating on?
You knew the right question to ask, you motherfucker. I can't say.
I think you have one of the greatest Instagram posts of all time when you just like it was like it was the Kendrick song and it was like 7-Eleven, all Trumps. You're calling out 90% of the industry.
I got a lot of heat.
And you were like,
that.
I don't give a fuck, dude.
I don't give a fuck because
your potassium bromate's killing your kids. That's why no woman can have babies anymore.
Well, listen.
Not in your case.
Not in my case.
Full sense coming
babies.
Out of those.
I make babies.
That's right.
No. All right. Who do I fucking hate in the pizza industry? Honestly, like it's not like I hate particularly one person. I hate a collective of people that all do the same shit and think that they're doing something special.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's a playbook. All Trump's flour, Alta Cucina or Valoroso or 7-Eleven tomato, and grande cheese, and you have a fucking, I'm a pizza champion. Fuck you, no, you're not. Like, you're not doing anything special, So that it's just like it's like a corny thing. And then like when I'm sure you get asked this all the time, because your pizza looks amazing, by the way. It looks really good.
Thank you. It is.
It's one of those things, like, I'm sure you get asked this. How do you do your pizza so good? How do you get it like this? How are you getting the notoriety that you get? How are you on television all the time? How are you always on these lists? Because I'm doing something different than everybody else.
Yeah.
Do something different, bro. Like you have endless possibilities.
Yeah.
Of pizza. And I guess it comes in, like, we were talking before about it being like a money, like it's about making money, and people look at it like that. I think there's a line between being about making money and doing something like really out of this world, because you could take 10 different flours, blend them together, do different pre-ferments, use different tomatoes, and get a different thing every single time.
Yeah.
So,
well, I guess the it factor of something being good and something being special are two different things.
Yeah.
And something because the old saying is even bad pizza is good pizza.
I agree.
I mean, all Trumps, like that slice of all Trumps with grande cheese and 7-Eleven sauce, it's good, and it's like an industry standard.
Yeah, I have they banned, right, like the potassium bronate in LA, right?
In California, you cannot get the red bag.
So they always say like pizza's terrible. Every time a New Yorker goes to California, they say, "Oh, pizza sucks. Pizza sucks." And I think my theory is because they don't have potassium bromated flour. Is that a weird?
No, I think that's like pretty. I think it's pretty spot on. Like, you're just used to
they're just used to that
pizza.
Dude, I can't tell you how many people look. Accolades. As far as accolades,
number 3 that just happened recently.
Okay, so as I was saying,
it's a blessing and a curse.
The blessing and the curse of the accolades of being listed top in the country or top in the world, being on the list, top 100 in the world. When customer comes in because of that list, they're expecting fucking unicorns to fly out of their dick when they eat the pizza.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
It's like, I came here to taste the best pizza in the world, and my head better explode when I eat it. So the first thing I say when people come in, they're like, "Oh, I saw you on that list." I'm like, "Yo, lower your expectations," right?
Yeah.
Because you're coming in here with expectations no pizza maker on the planet can live up to.
Yeah.
It's just impossible.
Yeah.
So, gift and a curse with that is fucking unbearable.
Yeah.
Because the Google reviews, the Yelp reviews, everybody's a critic. Ever since fucking Portnoy started giving out scores, everybody's a critic now. Everybody wants to review pizza. It's so annoying. Let the pizza maker be the pizza maker. Every pizza is going to be different.
Yeah.
Like I make pizza that I like. And if you like it too, awesome. If you don't like it and you prefer someone else, there's no reason to go on Yelp or on Facebook and say, "How the fuck did this place win best pizzeria in the world? Gino's up the block is way better." Well, then go to fucking Gino's, bro.
Yeah.
Like, don't like, you don't have to say that. Like, it's first of all, there's no comparison. We're doing different things, and that's just what you were brought up on. I always say the best pizza is the one nostalgic to you.
Yeah.
Right? So the pizzeria I grew up eating, I actually worked at that pizzeria. Every time I go back there and get a slice, it's exactly the same. And it just triggers in your mind like dopamine and childhood.
It's more than just the pizza.
Correct.
It's a moment.
It's a moment in your life that it brings you back to. Sometimes good, sometimes bad, but it just brings you back there, and it's nice.
The list and the accolades, I imagine that like prior to getting something like this, you'd already been, you have a fair share of shit we can get into, but prior to that, you know, when you get a pizza on a Tuesday here, it's going to, like, afternoon, it's going to be much different than after a third place rating. And then you get on the news and there's a line out the door. And if that's somebody's first experience having your pizza, not that it's bad,
no,
but when you're banging that hard, like you do lose a little of that integrity.
Not a little. You lose a lot.
Okay.
You lose a lot.
I just don't know how bad it is, because I know sometimes it's like it's about pushing product out where it's like you have to make the decision. Listen, people, I don't really feel that great about sending this out, but do I shut down in the middle of
this is the most real conversation.
The 70 tickets that are fucking in front of me, or do I?
That's the struggle, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess there's some pizza makers that would just shut it down.
Yeah.
I threw money at the problem. I bought another oven for the back. I hired staff. I literally just took money and threw it at the fucking wall and didn't close. Like, when you get those accolades and you have lines out the door, it's like you have to, like, these people are traveling to see you.
Yeah.
If you close, you lost them forever.
Yeah.
Don't care. They're gonna be mad because they took the time out of their day to come. Now,
they'll give you a 1 star just for being closed or not being able to get a pizza.
I've gotten that. Yeah. I've had delayed openings. Like, that was the worst that happened, whereas I had to have delayed open. But I'm a small space that wasn't set up for doing massive volume, right? I was comfortable doing 30,000 a week, you know, doing like, you know, 3 bags of flour, you know, whatever it was. And I had the space for that. I had the walk-in space for that. We were good.
Yeah.
Then when you double that and you start doing 60, 70,000 a week in the same space with the same staff, it's definitely a challenge. And the pizza suffered tremendously.
Yeah.
Like, there's posts on my Yelp of just a floppy pizza, and I'm just like, I know, I was here those days. I know it wasn't my best product.
Yeah.
But it's that fine line of like, hey, what do I do? So now, you know, the pizza wasn't all that bad though, because like, whenever you get those, I call them catalysts in a business, like just like a Portnoy review or anything, it's you look at your sales before, you look at your sales after the catalyst, right? So you'll have, let's say, I'm just using, you know, 30,000 a week, then you go to 60,000 a week, right? That's 100% increase.
Yeah.
So then as the months go on, you're not going to keep that same jump. So where does it fall to? Right? So then do you fall back to 30? Well, that means that everybody that came in fucking hated you. Yeah. And you didn't convert anybody. Yeah. Or do you fall to 50, to 40? So I like to say, like, if you could fall like right in the center there, then you did a good job. Because the people traveling an hour away, they're not your customer, you know?
It's the neighborhood.
So and that's what happened. So, but now, doing those bigger numbers with the more equipment, with the better setup, the pizza's back to where it was. So now it's just slowly chipping away, getting customers to get back to that number, to where you want to be. And that's the whole name of the game. When Portnoy comes in, now I don't, like, he gave me a terrible score of 7.8. For me, it was terrible. For some people, they would love that. But when he comes in and gives you a good score, you got to be ready. Yeah. If you're not ready, you know, it is what it is. But that's a catalyst for most people. For me, I didn't need him as a catalyst. I had other catalysts, like being on Food Network or whatever. Those were other catalysts for me.
When did he come in?
Right after Chopped. He
sold. Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like I won Chopped, and it was all over the news and everything. And I guess he has a team or whoever that go around and find those places. So it was like literally a week after. We were fucking stupid busy because of still all the hype, and I wasn't here. I was in the process of building my home, so I was at my house. It came at like 3:00 in the afternoon, and pizza was sitting on top of the oven for like an hour. My guys didn't know who the fuck he was, which is weird to me that they didn't know that.
Good for them.
So whatever. So they just gave it to him, and he gave the New York pizza 7.3, and I gave the Roman a 7.8. And
that's good. 7.8. He doesn't even like squares, right?
Yeah. So I mean, but for me, it was like when you watch the video, it was fucking cold pizza. Now I don't care. I didn't need it at the time. I was bursting at the seams after that first catalyst. It would have been nice to get a good score, because now whenever I'm on lists and shit, the people don't look at those they're like, fucking Portnoy gave this guy a 7.8. How is this top 100 in the world?
Yeah.
That's
because
the bro side of
nothing
pizza.
fucking matters.
Besides his review.
Yeah,
right?
But it's bizarre because if that's a review by people that are in the pizza industry, which you hope.
Yeah.
Because even this shit that you just got, it's 3 years old. Isn't it?
No, I just got this now.
No, I mean it's these accolades. The award. It's a 3-year-old award.
This is only just started. Yeah. But what I'll say is, when you get on a list, look at the people at the top of the list.
Yeah.
If us being in the industry,
I saw the big dogs.
Yeah,
big dogs
Lindustry's number one,
yeah.
right? Like, I'll never be the number one because Lindustry's number one, right?
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that, to be on the list with them. But when you look at that list and you say, okay, number one is Lindustry.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
That computes.
Uh-huh.
If number one was some random pizzeria in the middle of the country that no one's ever heard of, and maybe it's good, but then the list doesn't hold its weight anymore. You know what I mean?
No, I get it.
So if you look at the top 100 list and you look at the guys on the top, like Anthony Mingieri, like, no one's gonna fucking say
fault that,
yeah, like, no, he's definitely not number one. This list is bullshit.
Yeah.
So I think for an industry list, if the industry accepts it, that's fine. Where I don't think the industry as a whole ever accepted Portnoy's reviews.
No. Well, he's also like, he eats a shit ton of pizza, but he's not.
Yeah.
He has no pizza background.
Yeah. Also, if you had to make a pizza, you can't. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have to have some basic knowledge of fermentation or dough or anything to, I think, to give an educational review. But he's had more pizza than I've had.
Yeah,
been to more places than I've been
100%.
to. But pizza is personal preference.
That's true. And he likes a certain kind
Very
of pizza.
specific pizza.
If your sausage needs aren't hitting all the right notes, then let Maestro lead the way. Maestro has been working closely with pizzerias for decades. They produce sausages designed specifically with pizzerias in mind. And you can tell their Italian sausage crumbles look like they were handmade in your shop, and they will taste that way as well. With over 80 years in business, family owned and operated, the family is incredible, and so is their product. It's quality sausage with quality ingredients. Click the link in the show notes. A classical masterpiece awaits you. Back to the show. Are you like a gambling addict when it comes to these highs and lows? Is it hard when you do get something like Chopped and then like it fucking goes phew, and then like it kind of goes down and it's like, how do I get that again?
This is the best interview I've ever had. No, because you're asking questions that I think about in my head too. Is like, you're always chasing that high of doing that.
Yeah.
No, because people think I do it out of, I want to be like famous, or I want to be like in front of the camera, or, you know, I enjoy the recognition. It's not that. I enjoy putting money in my pocket, man. Like I went through a lot of shit opening up on Long Island a different style of pizza, and it was hard to do. And the notoriety and the accreditations and winning television shows, that's fun. Don't get me wrong. It's cool but it's also a testament to hard work, and it puts money in the pocket, right?
Course.
So at the end of the day, I got 2 kids, I got a wife, I got a house, I got real bills, and I got real people working for me that rely on me to make a living. So at first, when your employees say, just like doing this podcast, we're in my pizzeria, there's a guy over there baking, they don't even fucking, to them, it's just so normal for them to see stuff like this now. But they know that this shit puts money in their pocket.
Yeah.
So they're like, do it.
That's good understanding. Some people
They don't
might
get
be
it.
like, why the fuck are you doing that?
Correct.
Like, and you're like, you don't understand. This is a way of exposure. This is a way, media is important.
Mm-hmm. My dad, whenever I started going to pizza expos and stuff, he was like, yo, you're wasting your money, you're wasting your time, be in your pizzeria, build your customer base, sell to your customers, and that's how you build your business. I'm like, yeah, no, you're right, 100%. What at the end of the day, what matters is your local customer that's coming here every day. But all that pizza stuff, all that expos, that's where you get recognized nationally, right? And if I wasn't recognized nationally, now Food Network doesn't call me, right? Now I don't get that opportunity, right? So then Now you go on there, you get that opportunity. Fuck, I wasn't going to go there and lose. It wasn't an option. I practiced for weeks and weeks and weeks, and that was all I did because I wasn't going to go there and lose. And I went there and I won, and boom. So like now my dad has changed his opinion. I said to him, I don't think I'm going to go to Pizza Expo this year. He's like, no, absolutely, you have to go. What the fuck you talk about? You're not going to go. You have to go. And I'm like, that's such a turn of events because really Pizza Expo is, I think it's more educational than it is to get notoriety, but you know, I guess I got to go. So,
well, I mean, you have the notoriety now because of all the things.
Correct, which is why I don't see the benefit in really going anymore.
Yeah.
I think if you look at the biggest names in pizza, which is funny, is the guys who I idolize in pizza or I look up to in pizza or that I want to be are not the guys that go to the Pizza Expo. They're the guys that don't go to the Pizza Expo. They're the guys that lay low, but they stack accolades with doing nothing but making amazing pizza and giving out a really cool vibe in their place.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit at a disadvantage for that because I'm on Long Island. You know what I mean? Like I'm out of the city. I'm on the outskirts of the world of Brooklyn and
you could think of it as a disadvantage, or you could think of it as an advantage. I mean, because what you're doing is going to be even more special because people are going to come to Long Island to eat your pizza.
Yeah, no, you're right.
The style of your pizza is like not everyone is working with a fucking 90% hydrated dough. They would shit their pants.
Yeah, no, what I'm doing is not easy, and I always say to myself, like, I wonder if I had opened in Manhattan or Brooklyn, how much more would those accolades have been? You know what I mean? Like, would it have been the same? I mean,
or would it have been less?
Maybe. Yeah, because I'm surrounded by really good shit and
not even really good shit. You're just surrounded by shit.
Yeah, it's true.
You know,
it's true. So, but yeah, man, like I'm doing well here, and every little thing. I guess if I could give advice to anybody in this business who looks up to me at least, which I don't think you should, is just put yourself out there, right? Like, go to those expos, talk to people, meet people, be open-minded to different walks of life in the pizza world. Like, I don't know you. You sent me a message on Instagram, let me do this thing. And I'm like, yeah. And I looked at your pizzeria. I'm like, fuck, this guy knows what he's doing. I like his vibe. It's a cool spot. So I was like, yeah, absolutely. Just be open to doing things.
I mean, I reached out to a lot of people. And when I've had questions, I reach out to people. Everyone in this community, I say 99% of this community is great.
Absolutely, 99.
Yeah.
That 1% though.
Yeah, which I tried to get out of you right at the beginning of the interview.
Yeah. No, I look. I think the other part of the pizza world I don't like is the political correctness. I'm just not. It's just the politics of pizza. Fuck out of here with that shit, man. Like, that's why with that post, the Kendrick Lamar post, I'm calling you out. What are you gonna do about it?
Yeah.
You gonna keep doing the same shit?
Yeah.
Or you gonna fucking change and be better and strive to be better? If you're not, then young guys like myself, and I'm getting older now, are gonna surpass you. You're a young guy.
Well, I think that's happening.
That's happening. These guys are all getting pushed out. I'm nervous about the younger guys coming up that we don't know about yet.
Yeah.
That's what I'm on my heel.
That are making better pizza than me out of a Gosney.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
One day we're gonna be phased out.
100%. Well, I hope not. You know, the difference between us and them, the older generation, is that they didn't want to change. Change, if you don't change, you die. But
you don't know that 10 years from now, we're saying,
you think I do not think
I've been doing this fucking vegan recipe for 10, 20 years.
No. I'm sure. But you know what? Maybe I'd be smarter if I stopped changing so much shit. I know my team would love me more.
I get it. It's ego though, right? So these older guys have been making pizza for 50 years. Yeah. Now, a 36-year-old kid, when I started, I was 30.
Dude. Yeah.
I'm like, you got to do this and use this flour and this. Get the fuck out of here. Like, I've been doing this 50 years. What do you know? I'm going to teach you. Mm-hmm. That's the problem, right? And how do you know when we're 50 that some little kids comes, oh, there's some new scientific method of fermentation with an auto lease that you
because we're millennials, like we grew up with technology and we'll keep using it.
Yeah,
that's true. That's our generation. We'll use those tools. We might not use them as well, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, but
if those guys haven't changed in 50 years, so fucking go back 50 years. It's the same goddamn recipe because they never changed.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't change, you will die.
Yeah, I mean that's what happens. Yeah. Not changing is death.
But to go back to your question about who do I hate, it's the and I'm not sure that I hate. It's the old school pizzerias. I don't want to say names because they're really loved in the industry. It's just pizzerias that I've been to that the pizza sucks.
Yeah,
but they're like fucking top dog.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's just like.
Well, I think they're like at that point. It's more of a romance. It's a
time.
Dude. It's a timepiece. Yeah. It's more classic.
Yeah. Just not for me. I like if you look at my list of my favorite pizzerias, it's all the young guys. It's Mama's Too. It's Lindustry. It's just guys like that. I mean, it's a very short list, but I like those two pizzerias. It's just that's just what it is. It's the younger guys and.
How did you get into
pizza?
Like the Fiero group? Like how did because that's also something that is something that a lot of people are like, dude, how do you do these demos? Or like, how did you get behind this brand? Or like, to me, that's more interesting than being on Chopped.
I think I had the advantage of doing something different, of doing a different style pizza that not many people were doing.
Yeah.
I think if I was just doing New York style pizza like everybody else, I would just be another guy doing New York style pizza in a pizzeria. Because I was doing Roman style and not many people were doing it or doing it at a high level, it opened a lot more doors for me that people that didn't know how to do it brought me in and said, hey, we want to sell to this market of people doing that stuff. So Fiero was one of the first people that brought in Roman guys. Now they started with like Angelo Iezzi and Castelli, and that was like one world of Roman pizza. And I was more on the other side of like Massimiliano Cervea and the Poselli flour. Like there's like different segments. So I started on that side. And then when Fiero, I guess they had a falling out with Angelo or whatever, they were looking for someone to bring in. So they brought in Massimiliano, and with Massimiliano came myself and Peter and all the people at Fiero. They're I don't know, one of us. I can't explain it. Like he's just a straight shooter with me, at least. I can only speak from my experience. He's a good dude. Everything he says he's gonna do, he's done. He's a great businessman, and I love the people at Fiero Group. So I've worked with other oven companies.
Yeah.
I've worked with, and they're just not for me.
Yeah.
I don't look at just the product. I look at the people behind the product.
Yeah.
So, and
it's nice because you're not only like doing activations at trade shows, but like you're actively working with the brand. It sounds like
actively working with them. He started a pizza school that we teach at. What Peter does that really like not a lot of people do is he leans on the pizza maker. He asks, well, what do you want to see in an oven? What do you think about this machine or that machine? And I give my 2 cents and he makes it happen.
Yeah. What if you could have a direct line to your customers? Since using Ovation, that's exactly what we've had. 10 out of 10. Ovation has been a game changer at Hot Tongue. It has also upped our Google and Yelp reviews by almost 300%. It teams up with our POS and they send out these surveys after every order from us about their service, the food, everything. If it's anything lower than 5 stars, they can comment on why their experience wasn't the greatest. This has helped us save customers and see how we need to change. It's allowed for us to have data that we did not have before, send guests discount codes right through your POS to make it better, and it creates the possibility to fix something before it goes to a 1 star at Yelp. Frictionless feedback, operational insights, real-time guest recovery, text marketing, and call to text. Click the link in the show notes. Schedule a demo today. Ovation, How great restaurants get better.
Like, we're designing this oven right now that I just got, and you know, there's tweaks that we're gonna make, and I love that.
Yeah.
I love that, because who else are you gonna learn from than the pizza maker? You have a pizza master, I assume. Now, there's no perfect oven, but I'm sure you have things with the pizza master that you don't like, or that maybe you would change.
Yeah.
And with every oven, there's that situation. You know, so
Pizza master doesn't really give a shit though.
that's the problem, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's why I don't have a pizza master.
Yeah.
Because there's no, like, you're telling me, like, there's no timer that I could set a timer and the oven goes on every day at 5 a.m. so I don't have to wait for it to heat up.
Yeah.
No, it heats up faster than every other oven, so you don't need a time. Fuck you. I want to come into my pizzeria, take the dough out, and fucking bake.
Yeah.
So now I have to come in an hour earlier to turn my oven on.
Yeah.
Then I could bake.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
No, that's out for me. You don't have a timer on your oven, you're done.
Yeah.
You have a turbo boost on your oven that turns on automatically to keep your oven at temperature. Fuck you, I'm out.
Yeah.
I want to control everything.
Yeah.
I'm the pizza maker. I want to control it. I want to be able to control my top and bottom heat. And when the temperature lowers, I take that into account. I don't want some fucking turbo booster to turn on the bottom of the heat and I burn my pizza. Nah, that's not for me. I'm not talking shit about. I feel like I'm talking shit about Pizza Master. I'm just saying
No, you're making a point.
I could talk about every pizza company.
Yeah.
Like Castelli, the stone is too big. Why is it so big? There's just like the decks are too large. They don't need to be handmade. Buy the fucking shit that's computer. You know, there's so many things about different ovens.
Do you use Grande?
I use Grande.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't talk shit about Grande. It's the most. I've tried other cheeses. Grande to me is the most consistent cheese.
Yeah. Because I see you got the Caputo, you got the Chow, you're Orlando Food's best friend over
I'm
here.
an Orlando Foods man.
Are you the Italians own you? Do you use these products because it's important as an Italian American to be using Italian products?
No.
You think they're the best products?
I use them because they're the best product.
Okay.
I would never use something if these tomatoes were made in fucking New Jersey and I thought they were the best, I would use them.
Well, New Jersey tomatoes are fucking pretty
Yeah,
good.
they're good.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I like this tomato. I like the flavor profile of it. I like the thickness of the sauce. I went to the factory. It's so clean.
Yeah.
There's real Italian old ladies sorting. It just, for me, visiting the factory, that was the one thing where I was like, I will never use another tomato. They don't use lye. So there's a chemical called lye that they use in embalming people. Yeah. That they use to take the skin off of the tomato in California. They don't do that at Chow. They use, they like pre-boil their tomatoes and then the skins fall off somehow, some way without the use of a chemical. Yeah. Why are we putting chemicals in everything? Yeah. It's a tomato. Just let it be a tomato, man. You know, and so that's like why I prefer that. And as far as, Caputo flour, they say there's, I'm taking this quote from Mimo. There's no all-purpose flour. There's a flour for every purpose with Caputo.
Ooh, okay.
You like that?
Yeah, I do.
I can't take credit for that. Mimo said that on a video, and I was like, oh, that's fucking good. Yeah. Yeah. So they listen to the pizza maker, and they say, what do you want to make? And what are you looking for? What are you looking for? I like when the company listens to the pizza maker. Yeah, no, me, is the too. Trend here.
When you feel like that company, however big they are, values your opinion.
Because who else are they going to ask? The people in the trenches every day is who you got to ask.
Of course, that's how your product gets better.
So like I have 3 different Caputo flours. I have a Tipo Uno, I have an Americana Super, I have a Nuvola Super, and I blend them all up, and they came out with an Aria that was meant for like Roman style or pizza palla. They make a flour for every purpose, and the people are really friendly, good people, very helpful. You see the trend here is where I'm going with it. That's what I like to surround myself with. Yeah. I don't like to surround myself with the status quo of just like, this is what we've been using. If there's a brand. Now, Caputo flour and Chow tomatoes used to be very niche, right? Now they're big. Yeah. Right? So
A lot of marketing goes behind Caputo flour.
A lot of marketing behind Caputo flour, and they're smart, right? They get guys like myself. They get guys like I saw your podcast with Peyton.
Yeah,
guys like Peyton that we become fanboys.
Yeah,
and we promote their product for them, and they don't pay us.
Yeah,
Caputo and
that's
Chow.
The best thing you could hope for.
Caputo and Chow, Orlando Food does not pay anybody.
Yeah,
we like them because the product is great, but they treat us like family.
Yeah.
If I call Fred from Orlando Foods and I have a question about business, he will answer my call. He will answer the question. He will ask me how my family's doing. He will ask me if I want to come to the next Orlando Foods dinner. It's just a different thing that you can't put a monetary value on. And to have someone like that in your corner is amazing. It's amazing, and you feel very comfortable with taking risks in this business because you have a great team, supporting you. Yeah. Right. So, that's why I love those products, and I like Fierro Group. And
is tradition important to you?
No. Traditions are meant to be a starting point, I think. And I think if we stuck with tradition, we would never change. And some traditions are not good either, right? Like I think traditional pizza is great.
Yeah.
But it's the guys that break the tradition. Tradition is something that has just been happening for a long time. So if you do something new 30 years from now, maybe I'm going to be the traditional Roman style pizza and someone else is going to be doing something different.
Well, because Roman style pizza, there's rules and regulations to this.
There's
style
rules
of
and
pizza.
regulations if you follow the rules, but not as much as like a traditional Neapolitan, right? Like
of course.
AVP.
Yeah.
Like Roman style pizza, there's
delicate.
There's pizza bianca and there's pizza rosso, and it's a red base and a white base. After that, you do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, okay.
Which is nice.
All right.
Traditionally in Rome, all the Roman style pizza is baked from raw. But in the United States, that model doesn't work because we sell pizza by the pot. We sell pizza, we need a menu, right? You go into Bonci, there's no menu on the wall. It's whatever the fuck you see out there is what you order. And so he's able to bake everything from raw because there's no menu. Whatever he feels like making, he makes. I have a menu, so I need to par bake everything and then finish them. So I kind of broke tradition, right? And created my own version of Roman style pizza, keeping with the same two traditional bases, but finish them my way. Plus, I'm an Italian American. I wasn't born in Italy. I don't speak Italian. Yeah. My family all speaks Italian. They're all off the boat, but I was born here. So I grew up with buffalo chicken pizza. So I grew up with that. So I'm going to do that on my menu. So tradition is important, but not as important as everyone thinks.
Do you think that like being in this industry and being an Italian American, you have an advantage over people like myself?
What are you?
I'm just Polish.
Just Polish?
But I make jokes about it at my pizzeria where like I will be talking to somebody and they'll be like, dude, this is actually good shit. Like, I can't believe this. Where in New Jersey or New York did you grow up? And I'll be like, oh, I was born in Seattle. And like, you kind of just see the disappointment go over their face because it's like they want that. They want that authentic experience either from the East Coast.
Why? What the fuck does it matter if the pizza's good? I get what you're saying. And I get being an Italian in this industry definitely has its advantages. When I go to Italy and my last name is Italian, you get a different...
You get a full package with Rob Cervoni.
Yeah, there's a different level of... I kind of am I'm Italian, New York. Yeah, I got everything. You're right. So maybe there is an advantage that I don't see. I think there's an advantage to being a woman in pizza.
100%. Because there's not enough women doing it.
So to answer your question, maybe...
Because on Chopped, I'm rooting for you. You know what I mean? Like I see you, I'm like, dude, this is the guy. Or I see you on Instagram, I pull this guy up, you got the fucking spatula mic, and I was like, this is America pizza right here.
Yeah. Chopped kind of played into like, this is the Italian American traditional guy when I'm so far from that, but they needed a character, right? So like I went up against a guy from Philly who was incarcerated. I went up with Miriam, who is a female in pizza, and then some other guy who feeds charities. Now here I am, pizzeria owner, right? That is an Italian American that they're telling me to say, oh, you don't like pineapple on pizza.
Of course, all the same, like the tropes.
Like
and shit.
they wanted that character, and fine, you want that character, I'll give it to you, but I'm gonna win this competition.
Well, I remember listening to, because Idrift like seemed like he did a whole podcast just to talk about how to get onto Chopped, but you basically tell the story. But I remember you talked to Nino, and Nino was like, just be as fucking arrogant and cocky,
which is very easy to do.
Yeah.
For me, at least, like you want to be cocky, no fucking problem.
Like, turn that on.
They want
That's what they want. They want the trope.
Yes.
They want the fucking. I mean,
And the better you are as a character, the longer you're gonna stay on that show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nino was in his episode of Chopped when he won. He was the best character on the show. Now you had John Arena.
Those were heavy hitters, dude. I did not know who was going to win.
That was a monster episode for people in the pizza industry. When you see that episode, you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't want to go against any of those guys.
No.
Yeah. So I guess I got it. I don't want to say it was easy, but it was just a different. I'm being cocky now when I say this, but when I walked into the green room and I saw who I was going against, I was like, what the fuck? I felt like
you'd already won.
I felt disrespected. Because all these people, except for Michael Carter, who I don't know if he's part owner of a pizzeria in Philly, but he only does Detroit style pizza.
Okay.
Right? Like, you put me up against two home pizza makers who literally cook out of a fucking uni in their home. Yeah. And then you put me up with this guy who was incarcerated. He was a real chef. So I was more worried about him because I'm not a chef. I didn't go to culinary school. He went to culinary school and everything. But he also is like, makes Detroit style pizza, and I'll get into Detroit style pizza in a minute. But like, I don't really respect Detroit style pizza. I haven't had his pizza. I just think it's just not for me. Yeah. But so I just felt like if I don't win, it's going to be really embarrassing. Yeah. And if I do win, people are going to say, oh, of course you win. Of course you won. Mm-hmm. Like, cause even like people in my family, like my stepbrother, and like people are like, all right, guy, relax. Like with the Chop Champion thing, you didn't beat any, like,
shit,
you didn't beat John Arena or Nino Coniglio.
Busting your balls.
So they bust my balls. But man, they said
when you getting invited back?
Well, they said that they're gonna do I guess 2 or 3 more pizza episodes, and then the 4 champions will come back for a Chop Champion series. Yeah. And so in that case, I'll be going up against Nino at that point. And I love Nino, and he's one of my mentors in this business, and he's going to mop the floor with me in that competition. But it'll be great. It'll be great television.
Yes, it will, dude. You two on a fucking on a TV show.
Very good
just
television.
The shit talking would be incredible.
Yeah. Well, what's funny
Watch this, Rob. I'm gonna do this with my eyes closed.
Yeah. What's funny is like a lot of the stuff on that show, the shit talking, they didn't show. Yeah. So if you look at everyone who got chopped, they were the one that was baking next to me. So just literally went down the line.
Yeah. That's too bad.
It's too bad.
That's the funnest part.
I definitely had said to Miriam, like, yo, that pizza's absolutely raw.
Oh my God.
I was like, that is horrendous.
Are you Miriam from the ZA Report?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm like, that is raw.
That ain't it.
Like, that you are fucked. Like, and when you say that to someone, and there's a camera in their face, dude. They're like, I don't know what to do.
Even if it's cooked fine,
man.
I'd be fucking tripping.
But so that was a fun experience. I'm not an asshole.
You play the game.
I play the game. I played a game. Yeah. I played a game to win $10,000 and make my business busier, and that was it.
Do you went to the Caputo Cup, second place pan division in 2019?
That was my first competition.
Do you compete at Expo?
I stopped.
Yeah? When did you stop?
They took away the Roman division.
Yeah.
And I did like one pan division after that. And I've got like 6th place, and I lost to like a Detroit pepperoni.
Is that
pizza.
why you hate Detroit?
No, that's not why. I hate Detroit because there's no tradition to it, right? And there's no rules. It's just take whatever the fuck dough you want, put it in this pan, put a shitload of cheese around the corner, let it burn in the oven, and take it out and then finish it and eat it and feel like a fat slob after you eat it because there's no fermentation. Like, you know what I mean? I just, there's no skill involved in Detroit pizza. You don't.
That might have been the best explanation.
You don't stretch it.
Detroit style
you
pizza
don't
is.
stretch the pizza. So there's no skill
God.
involved with that. Why do you think all these amateur pizza makers, they start doing Detroit? There's no skill involved. Don't have to ball it. Take a fucking dough right out of the mixer, put it in the pan, put some cheese. Wow, this is great. Yeah, because you fucking got cheese everywhere. You know.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't like Detroit. Just because I feel that it's the lowest level skilled pizza possible.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's there's zero ability involved. I could give my wife a dough and a pan and say do this, and she'll be able to do it no problem.
Yeah.
So that's my problem with Detroit. But competition wise, if they put a Roman division back, I will compete again. They added a Roman division in Atlantic City 2 years ago, and I was the head judge for it because what I was told was, as long as this competition goes great and it goes off and you fill the slots and whatever, it's all money making. They need to fill the competition.
Of course.
And it all goes great, and then we're going to put this in Las Vegas, and we're going to put it in next year's Atlantic City. Well, the year after that, there was no Atlantic City, so there's no competition, and then they didn't add it to Vegas. So I voiced my opinion on Facebook, and I got in a lot of trouble for it, being like, I felt I was played.
Yeah.
Because I would have competed in that thing. I would have easily won. And it's not because, like, I'm cockier or whatever. It's just that the two pizzas, I was the judge.
Yeah.
The two pizzas that got first, there was like three or four pizzas that were good and good Roman pizza. And those 4 people got the top 4 positions. But the first place was Lars Smith, right?
Yeah.
Lars is a fucking champion. Like, he's a real good pizza maker.
Yeah.
And he came and took the class with me and Massimiliano here in this store, and we taught him Roman pizza. So they thought that because he was my student, because he was my friend, that I rigged the competition to make him win.
Yeah.
Because I was the judge, and I gave him a perfect score across the board. I gave him a perfect score because it was a perfect pizza. It was baked perfectly, the flavors worked, everything worked. If it was a blind tasting, I would have gave him the same score. And his wife came in second place. Same fucking reasons. It's just I didn't like her topping as much as his. So that's kind of what happened. I didn't rig anything. I didn't fucking give them a better score because I know them or whatever. It was a better pizza. So I got in trouble for that. I got in trouble for voicing my opinion. So fuck these competitions. I'm out. If they had a Roman style competition back, I'm going to do it just because, for the reason I told you before, it helps my business.
Yeah.
You know,
how many fucking people are actually doing Roman style correctly? I mean, when I think about it, I think of you, and I think of Lars, and I think of Lars's wife. Because that's who I've seen at the competitions. Then I've seen your pizza.
There's a place in the city called Filaga.
Okay.
That Chef Mike Macera is the executive chef there, and he makes really good Roman pizza. Very much more traditional than what I do here. More Italian, more like no menu. It's more like a bonci in that case. So really, really good. There's a place in the city I haven't been to called Pizza Collective. There's Unregular Pizza, which honestly, like, you know, his is more. I think he's kind of gotten off the path of like Roman pizza.
Yeah.
And is more like, let me market and make money, which is awesome, and let me put just giant balls of burrata on the pizza and that thing. But he's technically a Roman style pizzeria. But, you know, doing it at a high level, I mean, there's a very short list of people doing it at a high level.
Who did you get in trouble with for the judging fiasco?
The judging fiasco, I didn't really get in trouble for it, but there was mumbling. Like, you know, when you hear the whispers of like
other people. I mean, you're on the World Pizza Champions.
I almost got kicked off like 3 times.
Because of stuff that you do?
Because of stuff I post on Instagram, because of we sign an
NDA?
Not an NDA. It's like
all
a
the secret ceremonies?
Code of conduct.
Okay.
So you have to like earn their respect in that case. Like Tony Gimignani, man, I didn't really know him, and he's a cool motherfucker. Like he's very like political in the pizza. When he's on stage, he's that pillar of like, I'm Tony Gimignani.
Respect the
like,
journey.
Respect the
Respect
journey.
the craft.
But like, if you get to know him as a person, like he's a cool fucking dude. Like, he's funny. He's just a cool dude, down to earth dude. So like when you're outside of the pizza world and you don't know these guys, like you have a preconceived
of who they are.
Thought of who they are, but then when you actually meet them, they're like cool. Like, so the World Pizza Champions now, I'd say I use it as a tool.
I was gonna say, how has it helped your career?
Yeah. So I don't think it helps. I like a lot of the guys on the team. They're cool dudes. Anthony Brigella, Derek Sanchez, Massimiliano is on the team. Just Mimo's on the team. Leo Spazzeri's on the team. Just cool fucking dudes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like downright. And there's a lot of people on the team I don't know that I'm as I get to know them better, they're like just cool fucking guys. And how do I use it? I use it as a tool for.
It is on the wall here.
It is on the wall. I put it on the wall there. I use it as a
baby.
marketing tool for local marketing. I think local people. Maybe it's the Janet Zapata method of saying I'm a world pizza champion.
People love to hear shit like that.
People like that. So I use it as a tool. I like the logo. I put it on the wall because I think it's people like that shit.
Yeah.
But as far as internally, we have a group chat that there's all walks of life in there. So some of the people being on the team doesn't necessarily mean you're this like amazing pizza maker. You could be an amazing businessman that has 5 locations, and that's the side of the World Pizza Champions that I utilize the most. So like I'll ask Mike Bausch a business question. I'll ask Nick Bogatz a business question.
Yeah.
I'll shoot in the text group, hey, I'm looking for a menu board, a TV menu screen where like, whatever. Like I'll just ask that question and boom, you'll have 5 responses of people that have these restaurants. So that's where it's awesome.
Yeah.
Because my skill is I'm a good businessman, but I'm not a great businessman.
Yeah.
And there's some people in there that are fucking like Mike Bausch knows his shit.
Yeah.
Right? And so to my point is look at Domino's and look at it like a Taglio, right? I have way better pizza than Domino's, but Domino's is a way better business model.
They got systems.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's finding that where I'm weak is trying to build those systems, and I lean on those guys a lot for that.
With the new opening of the spot, because you're opening a brand new restaurant, you're doing a full build out, which is new to you because was it a full build out or kind of
this
existing?
whole front area was a full build out. My whole family's in construction, so I have a silent,
another Italian trope.
Yeah, I have a silent business partner here that is my cousin, and he builds houses. So
that's a good business partner to have.
So I'm his partner in the house building also. So we basically find old houses, we knock them down, build new, sell them.
So you flip houses too outside of this?
Yeah,
so that's really how you make money because we
really,
all know the restaurant industry. You ain't stacking
we
cheddar.
do really well here.
I'm sure.
But the houses
Come on, let's
is
go.
what I use.
Yeah.
So this stuff pays my living expenses and my taxes and stuff. So
yeah, you can launder money through this place.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So he built everything and he's the one building all that. So
that's incredible.
It's a huge plus.
And what side of town is that on?
So it's on the South Shore. It's in Massapequa Park. So Long Island, obviously, is one big peninsula. It's on an island. There's the North Shore, which is like super affluent, and like you have Manhasset and Great Neck, and just high end, like Great Gatsby area.
Nice.
You know what I mean? So So you have that side of town. More Jewish that side. Well, I guess there's Jews on both sides, but it's more of a not really Jewish, more American Jewish. They're not kosher or anything, but definitely have more money. Then there's the South Shore, which is more blue collar, firefighters, police, Italian American, blue collar neighborhood, pizza towns. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So where I'm going is the nickname is called Massa Pizza because it's saturated with pizzerias, but there's no good artisanal pizzerias.
Yeah.
So I think that community was just begging. When I was looking for a location, my internal demographic review was I posted on Instagram, where do you want to see Taglio Pizza next? And I listed some neighborhoods, one on the South Shore, one on the North Shore, one by my house, and first place was Massapequa. So, and I did it again. Same story. And it was first place by a lot.
Yeah.
So I started looking over there and I just found a good spot. And it all kind of happened where I had announced that I was opening there. And then all of a sudden I was announced that I was top 3 in the world or whatever. And then I really started going heavy with the spatula mic. So the neighborhood is just so excited for me to come. And it's nice to have that where.
How does that feel like when things work out in that, like when you go from.
It feels super lucky.
Like, because it's crazy. Like, not everyone has those moments.
I've had so many of them.
Yeah.
That I start to think, when is it going to come crashing down?
How can you not?
I'm very superstitious in that sense, where it's like so many chain of events happened in my favor, and I'm like, how the fuck did this? Am I that lucky? Like how? You know what I mean?
But what do they say? There is no luck. It's just like when opportunity and when
I guess, man.
Like
but fuck, dude. Sometimes I'm just like, like my wife says it, my dad says it. Like sometimes you just step in shit and it's over and over and over again.
Yeah.
It's
a good problem to have.
Great problem to have. But when do I lose one of those? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And my dad's like, well, you lost the Barstool one. I'm like, yeah, but I didn't though, because he came right after such a big win that it didn't matter.
Yeah, you didn't. It was the blow was less.
No one cared.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, like there's a lot of luck involved with this stuff, and
well, there's a lot of hard work too.
There's a lot of hard work. People don't see I opened in 2018. People don't see the 3 years of 2 years of COVID, 1 year. I've lost money here for like 4 years.
Yeah.
And if I didn't have that income from building those houses, this place wouldn't exist. I would have failed.
Yeah.
And I think people don't see that. They see the success of it, but you didn't see the failure.
Yeah.
Like it was dark
and
grim. And I was in a dark place because this was my passion. And when it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And then I brought Domenico Tolomeo in here as a partner, and he helped me tremendously with a lot of my recipes because I'm not a chef. As far as like he brought his New York style pizza, but then he also changed a lot of our topping combinations or how we prep the toppings.
Yeah.
And so that helped us tremendously a lot. And sales were steadily going up, but like we're still losing money.
Yeah.
And then Chop came, and that was it. That was the turning point to where we went from like breaking even or not so profitable to just explosion of super profitable.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that story that you just told is good to hear, I think, for a lot of people that listen to this podcast, because if you're a brand new business owner, I'd say that the first 4 years you are going to eat shit. You're just trying to figure out. You're just trying to get people in your door.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I'm over here.
You have to in your fund of you building your business.
Yeah.
You have to have that money. You have to have $400,000 in the. I'm sorry, you have to have $400,000 in your account to sustain you for 4 years.
Yeah.
And then after 4 years, if you're still losing money, you did something wrong.
Yeah.
Every year you have to reevaluate what you're doing wrong.
Yeah.
I try to stay super ahead of technology. Dude, I got an ad on Instagram yesterday for something called Loman AI. and it's an AI phone ordering system, and you could go on their website and you could put your phone number in, and they call you from as if you're ordering from that pizzeria.
Yeah.
Bro, this is gonna change the restaurant industry. I was talking to an AI generated thing ordering a pizza, and I was fucking with it. I was like, I want my mushrooms, but I want them to be super salty. And she's like, all right, super salty mushrooms, no problem. We'll put that in the special memos of the order. Like, you couldn't. If I was an old lady or old
That's
man,
crazy, and then it sends right to your POS.
dude, it's linked to Toast, goes right into your POS.
Have you used it? Like
I have a meeting with them today.
Okay.
I'm doing it. I got rid of all phone ordering.
Yeah.
And I only have online ordering.
Yeah.
But I lost customers.
Of course, because there's people that just don't fuck with
They
that.
don't get it. The older generation, like my dad.
Why can't I just get a pepperoni pizza?
My mom and my dad won't go online and order.
Yeah.
Uber. So this is something that I can implement where I don't even think if you didn't know, you wouldn't know you were talking to a robot.
Yeah.
Like it was that crazy.
That is crazy.
That's
where we're at, though. That's where we're going.
You gotta do that. It's insane. So, but that's where we're at. And so, if you gotta stay ahead of those times, that's like you could really like I could get rid of some pizzerias around here have like 8 or 9 phone girls in the basement just taking orders. That's crazy.
Yeah.
With minimum wage now.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, a telephone is crazy.
Telephone is
a waste of fucking time.
So ancient technology. Just go online and order. So I'm gonna test that out and see how it goes. And if I don't like it, and I still want people to order online, but I think that would be a good way to if you absolutely must order on the phone, this is your option to do it.
Yeah.
You know?
And there will be those people that come back.
Absolutely.
Like, oh, I love your new counter girl.
Yeah. She was super nice. The AI person was super
Poor
friendly
boy.
on the phone.
Yeah.
Way more friendly than my counter girl.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Will the expansion, will it be any different than this? Will there be different offerings or anything?
We're gonna have the same menu to start and see how it goes. I'm still don't know how I'm going to manage 2 locations and keep the quality at least in this location, because for the first year I'm going to be there, and then my staff knows that. I'll be here once a week. Quality control, ordering, payroll, that kind of stuff. But the pizzas over there is going to be much better than the pizza here, just because I'm set up properly, right? There'll be no deviation in temperatures, and I'll have a temp controlled dough room, 3 walk-ins. Like everything is going to be set up
the process
set up for an artisanal pizzeria. So that'll be good. And then I'm going to start working on, can I use that as a commissary and transport the dough here and the par baked shells here and all things I have to, figure out.
Do you have a number of shops that you would want?
7.
Yeah.
7 is the number where the goal is I want to open 7 and then sell all of them.
That's a great
kind of
my
my
idea.
So I want to break my ass now for the next 10 years, 10, 15 years, build my name and open up a business that's scalable. And I don't know that I have the capacity to do it, but I know I could hire people that will help me.
Yeah.
And once you get to 2 or 3 locations, that's where you could really start hiring talent. And not talent I'm not talking pizza maker. I'm talking business talent.
Yeah.
Someone to help you scale.
Yeah.
And give them a little percentage of your business so that if you do go and sell for $100 million, that percentage is 5% is worth something nice, you know?
Yeah.
So, that's the end game. Is it a pipe dream? Yeah, but if you're going to dream, why not fucking
Dream big.
Dream huge,
Yeah.
Look, Anthony's Coal Fire did it. Sabaro did it.
Yeah.
There's things out there that have done it. And so that's good.
Does the Roman style sell more than your rounds?
Yeah, we're it's I think a 60-40 or
Okay.
70-30 split
And
for Roman.
Did you always have rounds on the menu?
No, when I first opened, I didn't have round. I started out with just Roman, and like it lasted 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because I'm next to a train station and a hospital, and people get off the train
Like, what the fuck is this?
Can I get 2 regular slices? They don't even look at the counter.
Yeah,
it's just like, let me get 2 regular. I'm in a rush. I'm gonna catch my train. Oh, we don't have regular. I have this one. They're like, you only have Sicilian pizza. You know what I mean? You know,
then you're giving an education
then I gotta
class.
educate him, and he doesn't have time to be educated.
And
He wants to get on a fucking train and go home.
I want a fucking pepperoni.
Yeah.
Dude.
So I did New York style pizza, but at first I only had regular and pepperoni, and now I have regular pepperoni, a margarita with sesame seed crust, and burrata.
Well, like you said, you're here to make money.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. But the New York is very good. So.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
It looks very good.
It looks good. Yeah. I try to make the pizza as good as possible. So, you know, that's why. Don't be an asshole. Stop using bleached and bromated flour. Use good quality ingredients. And like, you know, I don't know if you agree with me, but if it's 2024 and you're still using a bromated flour, you're an asshole. Pure, like it's just, you could get King Arthur. It's not that much more expensive than All Trumps. It's probably less.
It's like $1.
Yeah, bro. More. Like what are we doing?
I don't know. I think it's
what are we doing?
I think that flour is also very user friendly.
What All Trumps?
To get that kind of pizza.
Of course it is, but nothing spectacular is easy.
Yeah.
Right? You want to make mediocre, easy pizza? Do it. Fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
But if you want to be above everybody else and do something above everybody else, it's hard work.
Yeah.
It's a little bit harder. It's not even that much harder. It's just a little bit harder.
Yeah.
And it's just training your staff, and maybe it's spending like 2 days developing a recipe.
I think the consumer is to blame because they don't give a shit enough.
Well, they don't know.
2,
I don't think that they don't.
People are, even entrepreneurs are just lazy.
Yeah. I'm definitely lazy too. But there's a fine line between being lazy and neglecting your business.
Yeah, I don't think you're lazy. That would probably be a bad word for you.
I'm lazy.
You think so?
Oh, yes. I'm very lazy. I'm functional lazy.
I like that.
Yeah.
Functionally lazy. I'm a functioning alcoholic lazy.
I'm so lazy that I implement systems for my laziness. I'm the master.
I mean, that sounds like working smarter.
Yeah, I work smarter, not harder.
That saying is be lazy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm master at being lazy.
Well, it's nice because Instagram makes it seem like that's not the truth. You know, so you do a good job of lying.
Instagram is the ultimate tool that you could fool everybody.
That's 100%. Well, let's talk about that real quick because your spatula interviews and like the fucking Costco one you did. I don't know if you were serious about the Costco guys because they freaked the shit out of me, dude. Big Justice and Little Ding Dong, dude.
I die laughing at all their stuff.
It's freaky weird.
It is freaky weird.
It's freaky weird. His
100%.
eyebrows and like,
double chocolate chip cookie. Dude, listen, I didn't know about them, and my fantasy football group brought it up one day, and I think one of the guys said double chocolate cookie. I'm like, what the fuck you keep saying that for?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you don't know the Costco guys? So I started watching, like, yo, this is fantastic. And then they put out the song.
We go the boom.
Because
song slaps,
it sounds,
I'll give you that.
it's like, here's why I like it. Because it's almost like an SNL skit.
Yeah.
But they're serious.
Yeah.
They're real.
Yeah, or they're just really good at playing those characters.
And then you got the Rizzlers, this little fat kids.
Dude, the Rizzler, dude. What the fuck?
It's so good. It's so. Anyway, so I said, oh, how can I do something that works with that? So I did the chicken bake. Came out really good.
A lazy person would not go with an iPhone and a microphone to a Costco and then fucking eat a chicken bake and then come back and make their own chicken bake.
Yeah.
And like, was that just like, because a lazy person just wouldn't do that thing.
You know,
you fucking did.
Yeah.
Like, was that just for content? Were you just like, dude, I love these guys. And I love Costco,
it was
by the way.
pure content. So
And people ate it up.
I go through every night before bed. I'll scroll through TikTok, I'll scroll through Instagram, and I'll just try to get ideas for content.
Yeah.
I have a girl who runs my social media. She's my camera crew. She does all the editing and everything. And all night I'll just be sending her shit and see what sticks. And my goal is to be as edgy as possible without crossing the line of I stay away from politics. Yeah. And I stay away from anything that could be perceived as racist or
of course, yeah.
Whatever. Just because it's just not worth the headache. But I also like calling people out that there's a lot of internet trolls. Of course. So I'm the one guy where if you troll me, like, I'm going to put you out there. I'm going to post you on my page. I'm going to call you out on it. If I like to call people out because I don't want you to feel comfortable trolling me. Ever since I did that, I did a post where it's called Haters Gonna Hate. And I read all my negative reviews. Yeah. No more negative reviews. Done. I solved the problem. Because I said this is going to be
like the trash
I said this is going to be a series.
Yeah.
Right? We're going to do this every week.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to do a second part 2.
Yeah.
So like all the content I get is just from I see someone do it or I get ideas. The Costco thing was like purely my idea. The mystery ingredient series that I did was a spin-off of Chopped. Bring me a mystery ingredient and I'll be able to make a pizza.
I watched the one you did with Mark.
Yeah, Mark is awesome. Mark, we went to high school together.
I know, that's crazy.
Yeah, really crazy.
Are you guys the same age?
Same exact age. We used to play video games together.
How was Mark in high school?
He was the man, bro. He's the same kid. Very funny. He lived very close to me. I went to his house.
That's crazy that you guys both wound up. Well, not that crazy. You both live on Long Island.
And when I was working at the pizzeria, he used to come to the pizzeria. Like, he was always just really good at video games. Really good.
Yeah.
Bro,
that tracks.
This fucking guy.
Yeah, I can see that.
At Halo.
Dude, he fucking headshots just fucking.
He was so good at Halo. Insane. He was probably the best at video games in my high school.
Just sticky
by
grenades.
Far. He used to be really into Forza. He had the whole racing set up in his house. Anyway, we grew up together.
That's sick.
Awesome dude. Love Mark to death. Awesome that he's in the pizza world. I mean, he's another guy who's Jewish who grew up in a very rich, affluent neighborhood. Jewish guy if you look at it, has no business being in a pizza industry, but he is.
Yeah, but he got into the easiest, shittiest style of pizza.
No,
right?
he started with
Detroit.
Well, yeah, I've said that to him, bro. He's got a conveyor oven. He's the Domino's Detroit, whatever. No, I haven't had his pizza. He started out doing round pizza. Yeah. So, and he's got a amazing operation. See, he's someone I lean on for business advice. Yeah. Because having that many locations and doing what you're doing, that's hard to do. That's not easy. Mark is awesome. But yeah, Mr. Ingredient came off of Chopped. The spatula interviews, we found that everybody kind of knew I knew how to make pizza. Yeah. Right? And we weren't getting the traction on the videos of me making stuff. Yeah. The more we got was the entertaining stuff. Yeah. So we started doing more of the spatula mic interviews and interviewing people outside, asking them trivia questions, and people love that shit. And it's easy for me because it's easy content to make. Yeah. I have that personality where I could just go outside and talk to people. But I do now kind of say, listen, I got to get back to the pizza making because we're going a little bit off track here. Yeah. And I think people are starting to think that I actually don't know how to make pizza. So
why is this guy just always talking
every once in a while,
fucking spatula?
Every once in a while, I got to fucking remind him, yo, whoa. There's a reason for this. This is I know what I'm doing. So, yeah, man, I like to just put myself out there. Yeah. And I have a very strong personality. It's just fun. Just a lot of fun. Meeting people like you, doing podcasts. This is the fun part of pizza. Yeah. That everyone sees this part, but you don't see the other part. Yeah. You know the other part because you own a pizzeria. And I like that. You know what? The nice thing about you having a podcast, there's other podcasts where those people don't have a pizzeria. They don't own a pizzeria. So I like that you could relate on that level of building a business. Yeah. Too, and being in the trenches.
Yeah, it sucks.
it sucks. That's the part of it that's not fun. But you obviously, this is the fun part.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very fun thing, and I think it's hopefully, and it has been, it's really informative to have maybe deeper conversations with pizza makers, having the perspective that I have that has been helpful for other people. And that's really what it does for me.
Yeah,
it's good to give back.
Absolutely.
You know,
it's these conversations.
They help me too.
I hope. Well, for you, it's tremendous.
Yeah,
you're talking to some of the best pizza makers on the planet
damn, dude,
every day.
Free consulting.
You know, I look at the people you're talking to, and you got some knowledge that you're getting information from. But yeah, man, like I just the pizza world is a weird thing.
Yeah, it's a good place though.
It's a good place
for the most part, 99%.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna do one last thing.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a segment called Overrated or Underrated.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you something.
Overrated or underrated?
I'm gonna ask you something, and you're gonna say overrated or underrated, and you can explain why, or you can just say overrated or underrated.
Okay. Overrated, underrated.
Overrated or underrated? Long Island iced teas.
I'm not a big drinker. Overrated.
You smoke weed?
I don't really smoke weed.
That's probably why you're so successful.
I get too much anxiety from weed and alcohol. Long Island iced tea is a quick way to get fucked up. Just all alcohol, right? So I don't know. Overrated, I don't know. Bad question for me.
Okay. Underrated, overrated, Pizza Masters.
Overrated. Very, very overrated. Like the most overrated. Yeah.
Okay. We kind of touched on this, but overrated, underrated, tradition.
Overrated. Overrated, because traditions are a good baseline, but like you don't have to stick to tradition. Traditional pizza is good, but you don't have to stick to tradition.
Yeah. Dave Portnoy reviews. Overrated or underrated?
Well, underrated if it's good. Overrated if it's bad, because a good score could take your business to the next level and could be that catalyst that I was talking about. Overrated is like, even if he gives you a bad score, like don't close your store because of that. Like he is a very specific pizza that he likes. So it's both, because underrated because he could take your business to another level if he likes your shit, but overrated if you think that buzz will last forever.
Okay, underrated, overrated, hot honey.
Oh man, hot honey is great if used properly. It is, I'll say, underrated still. I think it's underrated right now because still people don't know too much about it. There's a lot of uses for it. I find myself putting it on a lot more things than I used to.
Yeah.
So underrated.
Okay. And then underrated, overrated, the Pizza Expo.
Overrated. Good for networking. Good if you want to compete and see where you stack up in a world of pizza makers. Very good if you want to meet Italian pizza makers from Italy, because they all come. Networking and everything, but you're not gonna learn too much unless you find a company and you work in the booth. I've learned a lot from working in the Fiera booth or working in the Orlando Foods booth, because like I'm not a Neapolitan pizza guy, but I'll work with some of the best Neapolitan pizza makers in the world in the Orlando Foods booth using Caputo flour, and watch them stretch and watch them ball. And then like I bought a Maraforni for my house, and I started making Neapolitan pizza just based off what I learned from them.
Yeah.
So for the average person, it's overrated because you're gonna spend a shit ton of money. You're going to Vegas, which Vegas is fucked up anyway, and and then you're not gonna get much out of it.
Yeah.
If you're building a pizzeria, maybe it's good. But I like these questions because it really makes me think of like, why the fuck do I do half the shit I do?
Yeah. Well, this is the last one because it's one I think that it's a buzzword, but Overrated or underrated hydration?
Underrated. Very underrated. Boost your hydration levels, people. Fuck, man. It just, you get a better product, a lighter product, an airier product, a crispier product. It's so good. I love high hydration anything. Look at a focaccia. Look at a ciabatta bread. I mean, it's just better. If you're at 60% hydration, you need to raise that shit up. Like, don't be scared to raise it up. I mean, it's hard to do a higher hydration in like a planetary mixer, like a Hobart. But if you have a super strong spiral mixer, like I had one size spiral mixer that holds 60 quart. Then I got a bigger one. I got a double size mixer. The motor on that thing is so strong that I was able to raise my hydration because it just fucking develops the gluten faster. It beats the shit out of it. So I went from 80% to where I was like super loose to now I'm like creeping up into the 90s. And it's like, you don't even notice it. It feels like my old 80%. So yeah, man, push those levels, push those boundaries. If you have a spiral mixer, fucking put that shit on speed 2 and let it rock. and when you think it's done, wait till you hear that popping noise, the sound of love. Yeah, like that. Oh, I love that sound too.
Me too.
You hear that mixer going crack, poop.
Yeah,
that's the sound of love right there. So it's underrated hydration. What do you think? For you, is overrated or underrated?
For me, I think that people should understand their hydration because you can push a 75% hydrated dough, but you might be using 14%, 15% whole wheat. So
Got it.
you could.
Okay.
So hydration you can flex your hydration, but if you're not telling people the flour you're using, then really like.
So where my overrated and underrated ranking comes in, it's based off of my knowledge of flour.
Of course.
So take that into account.
No, it makes sense.
You could do a high hydration dough, but if you're not doing it right, you're gonna fuck up.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah. So like if you go high hydration with like a Caputo Blue, like not gonna work. But if you go with a high hydration with a Saccharoso, that's super strong.
Yeah, you can push, knowing when to push those flours to a higher hydration.
Yes.
Knowing how to use flour and water.
Correct. Is a huge deal.
Yeah.
So, bro, this was a lot of fun.
Thank you. Thank you for making the time, dude.
I tried to make it as risque as possible.
I think we did a good job.
I talked a lot of shit. I'm sorry if I talked shit about you, and this is not personal. You know, I'm sort of an asshole, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, man. I don't like to be an asshole. I tried to be nicer.
Sometimes you have to be an asshole.
Yeah.
That's the name of the game.
That's the name of the game.
I hope you enjoyed that episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you so much.